Great. All right, we're gonna start standing. Big arm circles, take them back. Make sure you spread your fingers at the top and really focus on that full range of motion. One more each side. Then let's hold it on the left. Big circles on the left. And now switch it to the right. And swing the arms forward and back. Now big arm circles, take it forward. Left and right, alternate. Last one left, last one right. Now let's hold it on the left, forward. And the right. And give yourself a hug. Then the opposite arm on top. Now reach those arms overhead. Really reach all the way from the fingertips all the way down the side of the body onto that toe. Up. Squeeze, feel that all the way down the side of the body. And now we are going to take it across, twist through the torso, pivot on that foot. So really reach. All the way around. So we're going to take your arms overhead, overhead, and then twist across, overhead, overhead, and across, and across. Focus on that full range of motion. One more time, all the way around. And now heels to the front. So a little soft bend in that knee as we alternate. bringing the heels to the front. One more each side, then let's tap it back. Squeeze the butt. Make sure you stay steady on that stationary leg. Abdomen is nice and tight. One more each side. Then let's stabilize on that right foot. A soft, natural bend in the right knee. Heel and toe on the left. Keeping that core nice and tight. Try to really focus on that balance here. Nice, strong right leg. Shoulders are back. Abdomen is tight. One more. Other side. So stabilize now on that left foot. Soft, natural bend in the left knee. Heel and toe on the right. Stay strong. Make sure we focus on that posture. Shoulders are down and back. Pull that belly button into the spine. And release. We're going to take 2 steps to your left. Make sure that the feet stay parallel, pressing out through the heel, and then 2 to the right. 2 and 2. From here, we're going to bring the arms forward as we take our step. 2 to the left, 2 to the right. One more time all the way through, so 2 to the left and 2 to the right. Now we are going to march it. Left and right, pump the arms. And now march it out wide. So take that left foot out, right foot out, and then march it. So your feet should be a little bit wider than the hips. And release, take a deep breath in through the nose. And exhale out through the mouth. Stop your arms at shoulder height, small circles in one direction. And the opposite direction. Release. Shoulder rolls. So just the shoulders as we roll them back. And then let's take those shoulders forward, all the way around. And then back. and forward. And back and forward. Try to focus on as much range of motion that you have in this shoulder here. Hold it back and leave it back. Now we're going to come on over to a wall or the back of a chair or pole or something that you can hold on to. So when you have something that you can use to balance, I'm going to take my left hand, place it on the chair, soft natural bend in that left knee. That right leg, we are going to swing that leg forward and back. So make sure you stand up tall as we bring that right leg forward and back. Now I'm going to turn to the side so you can see my side view. Now not leaning forward and back, I'm just bringing that leg forward and back. So keep the abdomen tight, focus on posture. When you finish forward and back about 10 times, we're going to stay on this side and then bring that same leg open. So we're bringing that lateral leg lift and we're coming out to the side and back down. So turn your toes down slightly as we press out through the heel. That way we can really engage your hip and your glute. When you finish about 10 on that side, then we're going to do the same thing on the opposite side. So now I'm going to stabilize on that right leg, soft natural bend in my right knee, and bring that left leg forward and back for about 10 times. When you finish that forward and back about 10 times, we're going to bring that leg out to the side again. Now remember, we're pressing out through the heel and the toes are coming down slightly. So your range of motion might be a little shortened, and that's okay. Just focus on that perfect form. When you finish 10, we can go right into 10 calf raises. So we're coming up on the toes and back down. If you need something to help balance, please go ahead and do so. But I really want you to focus on your balance here. So maybe not hold on the whole time unless you really need it. When you finish 10, we're going to go on through one more time. So back to the other side. Balance here on that left leg. We are going to do 10 leg swings on the right. Keep that core nice and tight. And when you finish 10, forward and back, we're going to take it 10 to the side. Again, those toes are turned down slightly. When you finish 10 on one side, same thing on the other side. Leg swings first. Make sure you stabilize and bring that leg forward and back. When you finish 10, we're going to go out to the side, press out through the heel for 10. And when you finish 10, we are going to go back into those calf raises, this time changing the angle. So turn the toes out slightly. And we'll come up and down, up and down. Use a chair or the wall to help balance if need be, but try to do your calf raises without any assistance if you can. When you finish your 10, we're going to find that chair and a seat where we can sit and have about a 90-degree angle behind the knees. Now, if you don't have a chair, that's okay. You can do this without the chair. But if you do have a chair, I'm going to have you sit down. Now, when you're sitting down, you want to make sure that the knee is in line with the ankle. So don't make sure your toes aren't up. We want to make sure the heel is down. We want to make sure that you're sitting up tall. Feet are flat on the floor. Knee up, nice wide stance. And then we're going to stand up. Push the butt back as we come on down. Up and down for about 10 sits of stance. If you do not have a chair, that's okay because we can just do those air squats. So your chest is up and you're just coming down, hopefully about 90-degree angle behind the knees and back on up for about 10. When we do both of these, we want to make sure that the knees don't come in. We want to have a little external rotation, so push the knees out slightly. So we're working the glute and the hip. So either chair or no chair, about 10. When you finish 10, we're going to go up into those alternating knees. So bring the right knee up and then the left knee up. Keeping the core nice and tight. Focus on balance, pulling the belly button towards your spine. Let's do one more per side. Then a little hinge forward and butt kicks. So bring the heels to your butt.
Help change the industry.
One more each side. Then we are going to go into your grapevine. So we are going to grapevine to the left. So take the right leg, bring it in front of the left. Center. Then the right leg, bring it behind and center. Then the opposite direction. I'm backwards. Left leg and left leg. You know what I mean. The outside leg goes in front. Center. Then the outside leg goes behind. In center, then the other side, outside leg goes in front. Center, then the outside leg goes behind and center. Take your time until you get the movement down. And if you feel comfortable, you can start to pick it up a little. If you do not feel comfortable, then I want you to stay slow and feel the movement through the hips.
Change the industry.
One more time through, to the left, and then to the right. Then let's take those hands right above the head. I'm going to turn to the side so you can see me. We want a nice flat back, soft bend in the knee, and those good mornings. So abdomen is tight, we're hinging at the waist, but it's important that we're not rounding. That's why I have you keep your arms up to keep the shoulders back and chest up. Push your booty back. Weight is in the heels, down and up. So you do not have to go down as low as I do, or some of you might be able to go down lower. The key is to keep a flat back. So go down as low as you can with that perfect form. The minute you start to feel your back rounding, and if you're not sure, check the video or maybe look in a mirror. We're doing about 10 here, and we're gonna do it all again. Make sure when you come up, you stand all the way up. So we don't wanna pause. We wanna make sure we come up tall, posture, down, up, tall, focus on that posture. So when we finish about 10 of those good mornings, we're gonna go through again, 10 sit-to-stands. If it bothers the knees, you can always do less. Remember that if your form starts to get sloppy, then the repetitions don't count and you might as well stop because you're going to hurt yourself. So we really want to focus on that perfect form. So about 10 sit-to-stands when you're ready. Push the booty back, chest is up, weight is pressed through heels. Try to keep the tension in the legs. Try not to come down, sit, and then use momentum to get back up unless you really have to. Try to keep that tension in the heel, down, tap the booty, and then come back on up. Focus on that perfect form. I'd rather 2 perfect squats than 10 sloppy squats. We want to press through the heels of your feet, but keep the toes down. When you finish 10, we're going to go back into those knee raises to the front. So elbows up, shoulders down. And when you're ready, just bring those knees up, keeping the abdomen nice and tight. And then we are going to take a little hinge forward and butt kicks, heels to the butt. From here, we are going to go right into that grapevine again. So focus on that perfect form, as slow or as fast as you need. One more time through. Then 10 more good mornings. So arms up, hips away. Focus on that range of motion with that nice flat back. Challenge yourself, but make sure that you come down with that perfect form and that perfect flat back. Stand all the way up tall, squeeze the booty at the top. When you finish 10, you can roll the shoulders back, take a couple deep breaths in through the nose, And exhale out through the mouth. Grab a quick sip of water. We're going to make our way down to the floor. So if you want to bring your water with you on the floor, and if your heart rate's up, don't come down to the floor until you bring that heart rate down. On the floor, we are going to start in that child's pose. Go forward, hands are forward, our butts down towards the heels, and we walk your hands as far forward as we can. From here, we want to try to sink into that position. Relax the shoulders down. That tabletop position, hands and knees, or your cat-cow. So tuck your chin, tuck the tail around the back, and lift the chin, lift the tail, and sway. Try to get as much flexion in your spine that you can. And hold here. We want a nice flat back, so tuck the tail. We don't want to round. We don't want to arch either. Tuck the tail. Here comes Amsa. Tuck the tail. Right arm forward, left leg back. You're going to go right into our static hold bird dog. This is where he bites me. He always bites me in this. I don't know. He has a sixth sense when we're going to do the bird dog. Right palm forward, left leg back. Turn the palm in. Hips and shoulders are square, and we are going to hold here for 30 seconds. And let's hold. So right arm forward, press out through the heel of that left leg. Nice and strong. If you have a cat rubbing his head on you, you're not going to get knocked over. Abdomen is tight. Pull the belly button up towards your spine. 5 seconds. And release. Right away, opposite side. Left arm forward, right leg back, and hold. So that left arm is always in, pressing out, that right heel. Stationary arms. So the arm on the floor, my right hand, that wrist is in line with your shoulder. Hips and shoulders are square. Back into child's pose. Take a second here. And we're going to come back on up, hands and knees, one more time through. So you can either stay with that static hold, or if you'd like to make it a little bit more challenging, we're going to move the knee and the arm in towards the center, and then extend the arm and leg long again. Follow along. So hold here, right arm, left leg. Start off with that hold. And if you want to make it challenging, you can bend the knee, bend the elbow, bring them in towards the center, and then extend back long. You want to go slow and controlled, and make sure we finish that full extension. And release. Opposite side right away. Left arm, right leg. Start off with that static hold. Make sure that hold is perfect. And then if you're ready to challenge yourself, you can bring the elbow to the center. release. You can push back into child's pose. You're going to come down on your stomach. So come all the way down on your stomach. 30 seconds, we are going to bring those elbows back next to your chest. And we are going to lift the chest up, then bring it back down. So up and down. The key is we want to come up only as high as we can with our hips on the ground. If your hips start lifting, then that's too high. 30 seconds, let's begin. So come up, squeeze. When you come up, make sure the shoulders are down, and then lower on down. Again, make sure the hips stay down as you lift that chest up. You can stay up in this cobra for as long as you feel comfortable. And release on down. Now this time through, I'm going to have you relax your head down on your hands and alternate lifting the leg. So we want to hold that pelvic tilt, press the hips down as we lift the leg up and squeeze the butt. 30 seconds, let's begin. And release. Push back into your child's pose, butt back over heels. Relax here. Then back to that tabletop position, hands and knees for your hydrant. So we want to make sure that the wrist is in line with your shoulders, knees in line with hips, tuck the toes. And from here, we are going to lift that left knee open to the side and come back down. 10 per side. Keep your core nice and tight. When you finish 10 on one side, you can go right on over to the opposite side. Relax the shoulders away from ears. When you complete 10 on each side, you can push back into that child's pose, relax. Mentally prepare for your plank here in a second. So a low plank, forearms will be parallel. Hands, palms will be facing each other, so turn them in. Elbow is in line with your shoulder, so we want to make sure we're not forward or back. Up on the toes, 30 seconds, and let's begin. So 30-second plank. When you're here, make sure the booty's not up. We want to tuck the tail to take the pressure out of the hip flexor. Nice strong pelvic tilt. Pull the belly button up towards your spine. A nice flat back. We have 10 seconds. And release. So you can release, push on back into child's pose. take a second. I'm going to fiddle with the music. Let's see. And we're going to go up into a high plank here in a second. I don't know what happened to my music. There we go. All right, so into that, oh, I'll get it in a second. Into that high plank, your wrist is in line with shoulder now. So nice, tall, high plank or push-up style plank. So like the low plank, the lower half of the body is the same, but instead of on the elbows, we're just going to extend those arms long. We want to make sure that the elbows in line with the wrist, the shoulders in line with the wrist. Up and hold. So a nice strong core. Again, make sure the tail's not lifted. We want to tuck the tail. Take the pressure off of the hip flexor. Relax the shoulders down. Pull the belly button up towards your spine. Make sure you keep breathing. A neutral spine. Slow, deep breath. We have 5 seconds. And you can release. Push on back into child's pose. Push your butt back over your heels. You can release and relax. When you are ready, you can flip on over to your back for your bridge. So before we start with that bridge, we are going to be on our back. Abdomen is tight, feet about hip width distance apart, a strong pelvic tilt, so press that low back down. Now before we start that bridge, I want a few pelvic tilts, so press the low back down and release. Press the low back down, pubic bone comes up towards the heart, and then release. Really focus on moving that pubic bone around, getting movements in the spine, squeezing the abdomen. Last one, hold. Now we're holding that pelvic tilt, pressing the low back down to the floor. Then with that nice strong pelvic tilt, then we will lift the hips up into a bridge. Pause at the top, squeeze the butt, pressing through the heels. And then slowly release on down. We are going for 10. So make sure you hold that pelvic tilt. We don't want to have an arch in that back. Make sure you keep breathing. When you finish 10, you can release down. Then I'm going to have you take that right ankle, place it on top of left knee. And 10 single leg bridges. If you cannot do 10, do however many you can. Hips are square, shoulders are square, abdomen is tight, hold the pelvic tilt. Then we're lifting up and back down. 10 per side. on one side, you can go right into the opposite side. When you finish 10 on each side, you can release and relax for a second. We are going to open your feet wider than your hips. Now make sure that the knees stay in line with the ankles. We don't want the knees to come in with the feet out wide, and we don't want the knees wider than the ankles. We want the knees to be in line with the ankles. 10 more bridges here. So now we're squeezing the back side of the body, lift the hips up, squeeze the butt. A little external rotation on the knees. So we're squeezing the glutes, squeezing the hips, and down. Up and down. Again, make sure that you are focusing on that strong pelvic tilt. Squeeze the booty at the top. When you finish 10, you can release and pull both knees into your chest. Rock the knees side to side. Dying bug. So arms are going to be up nice and long. Wrist, elbow, and shoulder all in a line. The fingertips are pointed up towards the ceiling. Legs are up, knees bent at about 90 degrees. This time through, we are going to keep the hands as is and alternate tapping the heels down to the floor. So flex your feet. Pelvic tilt, so we don't want to arch the back. We want to make sure we hold a nice strong pelvic tilt. Moving from the hip, we're tapping the left heel down and up, then the right down and up. Keeping that core nice and tight by holding that strong pelvic tilt. We are going to do about 10 per side. And when you are finished, you can release, pull both knees into the chest, rock side to side, take a second. We are going to do that one more time. Now one more time, if we choose to make it a little more difficult, we can add the arms, relax the shoulders down. Now, same thing, 10 on each side-ish. If we are adding the arms, so we are tapping that left heel down to the floor, but we are bringing that right arm overhead. Opposite arm, opposite leg. Again, hold that strong pelvic tilt. One more each side, ish. And when you finish 10 and 10, you can release. Pull both knees into your chest, hug them in, rock side to side. Extend both legs long, both arms long overhead, full body stretch, reach in opposite directions, get as long and tall as you can go. Really feel this full body stretch. And from here, bend both knees. Then pull your right knee in towards your chest and big circles with that right foot in one direction. Same foot, opposite direction. Then take that right ankle, place it on top of left knee, and push that right knee away from the body, or you can reach behind that left knee and pull the left knee in. Release, uncross. Pull the left knee in towards your chest, hug it in, and then big circles with that left foot in one direction. Same foot, opposite direction. And release, take that left ankle, place it on top of right knee. You can push that left knee away from the body or reach behind the right and pull the right in. And release. Open your feet wider than your hips. Then drop your knees over to the right. Head to the left, arms out at shoulder height. Then bring the knees over to the left and head goes to the right. And release back to center. I'm going to have you sit up on your tailbone. Extend both legs long. From here, we want to make sure that the knees are down. The knees are down. We don't want to bend the knees. We want the knees down, shoulders back, abdomen is tight, and then flex. You can't see my feet, it's my cat. Flex your feet, pull the toes back towards your shins. Press out through the heels. Then from here, we want to try to walk our hands over and try to reach down towards our toes. If we can reach our toes, great. If we can reach the ankles, our shins, our knees, I don't care how far forward, but the key is we need to feel this down the back side of the body, the hamstrings, and we want to make sure that the knees stay down. And release. We can come down on your side, onto the left side. Left side, legs long. Then we are going to reach for that right ankle. So we're on the left, we have a nice straight line with the body. Let's reach for that right ankle, pull the right heel back towards your butt for your quad stretch. Make sure that the knee is not forward. We really want to feel this stretch down the quad. So try to pull the knee back, shoulders back. Release. Same thing on the opposite side. So we're going to roll on over to the right. On the right, we want to make a straight line with your body. Then when we are in that straight line, we can reach for that left ankle, pull the left heel back towards your butt. Again, make sure we're not crunched forward. We want to pull the knee back and push the hips forward. And we can release and roll forward, child's pose. So forward, push your hips back over your heels. Walk your hands as far forward as you can, but keep your butt down on your heels. From here, we are going to walk the hands over to the left and firmly plant your right hand on the ground. So you should feel this down the right side of your back. Your head should be in between the arms. And then walk the hands over to the left. Head is between the arms. Walk the hands out as far forward as you can. And then place the left hand firmly down on the ground. You should feel this down the left side of your back. And back to center. Tabletop position, hands and knees for your cat-cow. So tuck your chin around the back, tuck the tail. Then lift your chin, lift the tail. Try to get as much flexion in your spine that you can. I'm going to have you sit back on over on that tailbone. Extend both legs long again. One more time into that toe touch. This time we want to try to get a little deeper in that stretch. Try to reach towards the toes. Take a couple deep breaths in through the nose. Exhale out through the mouth. From here, you can release. Sit however you are comfortable. If you prefer to stand, this is where you can stand on up. or you can stay seated, whatever you prefer. From here, we're just going to roll the shoulders back. Relax the head and shoulders. Take your head, look to the right, and drop your chin. Release, other side. Drop your chin. Release, bring your head back to center. Bring your right ear down to the right shoulder and hold. Shoulders are square, keep both shoulders down. If you need to increase this stretch a little bit, take that right hand, slightly pull down on the left side of the head. You should feel it in the side of the neck, but make sure that left shoulder is down. Fingertips can be pointed down towards the floor. Release, opposite side. And release, roll the shoulders back. Take the arms out at shoulder height, palms up towards the ceiling. Look up slightly, push the thumbs back, open up the chest. And release, take a deep breath in through the nose. Exhale out through the mouth. More. Last one. Swing the arms forward and back. Get a little bend in the knee. Good job today, everybody. Happy Tuesday. Let me get in here.